Welcome to our virtual MindFit series. This is brought to you by Home Care Assistance of Centennial. My name is Amy Lane, and I do these MindFit classes normally in a group setting. I was teaching at the Buck Center in downtown Littleton, but with social distancing, we're having to do things a little bit different ways. So thanks so much for joining us to exercise your brain. Because just like the body, the brain can show signs of aging over time. While it's a natural result of growing older, there are positive lifestyle changes you can make to keep your brain sharper for longer. And one of those things that you can do is brain training activities. So these activities are pulled from our Cognitive Therapeutics Method that we offer to our clients. So the first activity that we're going to do today is called sequence solvers. So I'm going to show you, make sure I get this right so you can see it. I'm going to show you, there are two lines. So the top line is the pattern and the bottom line are your choices to fill in the blank. So if we were to look at up, the arrows go up, down, up, blank, and then up. So if you said B is the answer, that's right. Up, down, up, down, up. So we're adding things or changing the shape or adding elements to the shape. So let me pull up the next one for you. So here we have some clock faces. So the top line is 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock, blank. And if you said C for 12 o'clock, you're right. It's going around the clock. 12, 3, 6, 9, and back to 12. And the thing to remember as we do these different activities, it's about the process. You're exercising your brain. So if you don't get the answer right away, don't despair because you really are exercising your brain. And the other thing to remember, because it's a video, if you need a little extra time, don't forget to hit pause. So what we're looking at on, well, actually, I'll let you look at it for just another minute. And then if you said D, you would be right. And the pattern here are the points on the shapes. So there are 2 points, then 3 points, then 4 points. We added a 5-point star, and then we end with the 6-point star. So it's just always a little different for me to do this without a group here. So trying to figure out the right speed for you. So look at the top one. I'll give you just a minute. And then if you said C, that is the right one to fill in the pattern because it's X and then the X is boxed and then a check mark and the check mark is boxed. All right, let's get this just right for you. Let you look at that for just a minute. All right, and then if you said B, that is what we want to fill the sequence because the number of shapes are in descending order. So there are 3 boxes, 2 boxes, and 1 box, and then we would start with 3 circles, 2 circles, and 1 circle. All right, I'll give you a minute to look at this one. All right, if you said B, you're right. So if you look at it, you're going from solid to half a solid to an open one, and then we're going back up the other way. And the reason we want B is because the size is also in descending or ascending or descending order. So B is the one that's the right size that fits. All right. Let you look at that one for a minute. All right, if you said C, you're right. So this one right here, because there are 4 little bumps, then 3, then 2, and then a single, and then it goes back up again. 2, 3, and then 4. Now we've got some lines for you. Let you look at it for just a minute. All right, did you guys come up with D? So we start with this X, and these are the two parts of the X, and then we kind of go in the other direction. We show you the two parts, and now you have to come up with what the two parts make when they're together, and that's D. All right. Let you look for just a second. All right, did you guys come up with C? Oh, sorry, I'm losing my papers here. Because you go 1, 2, and then there's a third one that's on top. So that's the clue, is on top. So then there's 1, 2, and then this one is where the third one is on top, which is C. So I hope you like this one. Good. It's using the executive functioning part of your brain. And that's the part that figures out problems. All right. Did y'all come up with A? So, because there's 1 line, 2 lines, 3 lines, and now the only shape that has 4 lines is A. And that's why we want A. All right, sorry, my pages are sticking together this morning. All right. All right, did you come up with D for this one? So we start with the solid element, and then each one adds an open rectangle. So you add 1, and then you add 1 more, so you have 2, but you always have the solid. Then you have 3, and then you need 4 of the open rectangles plus the solid one. So that's why it's D. All right. Sorry, oops, I'm not doing very good with that one. All right, I'll let you look at that for a second. All right, did you guys come up with C? So you're adding these two elements to come up with the arrow. And then if you take this tiny little triangle plus something, then you come up with the word bubble. And that's why you need C in there. So, sorry for the vibrating phones going. I turned them all off, but I'm not sure how much you can hear that. All right, so I'll let you look at this for a second. All right, did you come up with A? Because you've got the nice 90-degree corners, and nice sharp corners here, and then the corners are rounded a little bit, and then the shape is rounded even more. So over here, you've got nice crisp corners, and then if you put in A, you've got kind of rounded corners, and then it's squished a little bit more for a more softer shape. So that's why it's A. We have just a couple more to go on these, and then we've got a couple other activities for you. Let you look just a minute longer. All right, did you come up with B? If you look at the solid part, it's kind of moving in. It's in the outside part of the shape, then it's the next square, and then it's the next square, and then this one, it's the next little square. So B is the one that you wanted there. All right, here's our last one. All right, did you guys guess D? All right, the reason it's D, so you add 2 together. So these 2 together, you get 2. There you have 2. And then you add this one, and you have 3. Then you add this one, and you have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you add this, and you get 8. And they're 2, 4, 6, 8. And then you add 5 and 8, and you get 13. So we need it to be D. All right. So the other activity that I love to do in groups, and we do a lot of, and a lot of times it's our warm up. It's called alphabet soup. So you think of a category, and you come up with something in that category for every letter in the alphabet. So, for instance, some categories could be cities or academic subjects or fruits and vegetables, famous singers, concerts you've been to, places that you want to go. It's really fun to try and figure out something for every letter of the alphabet. And when you do that, and you get stuck on a letter, usually like X or Q, if you go on the internet and you search for like a vegetable that starts with a Q, you will find some answers. So try that one out. And it's fun in groups too, to like go around the table and see who can come up with something for each letter of the alphabet. So the other activity we're going to do today is riddles. So you're going to read the riddle and then solve it on your own. And once again, it's the executive functioning part of your brain. That's the part of your brain that solves problems. So you really want that part of your brain working well. So the first riddle. You throw away the outside. Oh, sorry about that. You throw away the outside and cook the inside. Then you eat the outside and throw away the inside. What did you eat? Throw away the outside and cook the inside. Then you eat the outside and you throw away the inside. What did you eat? Did you say corn on the cob? Since you husk it and take the outside away, and then you cook the inside of that, but then what you eat is the outside, and then you throw away the cob. So, what can you catch but not throw? What can you catch but not throw? Anybody say a cold? You can catch a cold, but you can't throw a cold. I have holes in my top and bottom, my left and right, and in the middle, but I still hold water. What am I? Holes in my top and bottom, my left and right, and in the middle, but I still hold water. Did you say a sponge? The other thing that you can do with riddles that are fun, if you've got some young kids in your family, you can send them postcards with the riddles written on them. And then make them wait for the next postcard for the answer. What can run but never walks? Has a mouth but never talks? Has a head but never weeps? Has a bed but never sleeps? Run but never walks. Has a mouth but never talks. Has a head but never weeps. Has a bed but never sleeps. Did you come up with a river? That was good. All right. I'm light as a feather, yet the strongest man can't hold me for much more than a minute. And I'd have to say strongest man or woman can't hold me for much more than a minute. What am I? Did you say your breath? Yeah, I've got floppy cards today. All right. From the beginning of eternity to the end of time, and space to the beginning of every end, and the end of every place. What am I? Did you come up with the letter E on that one? You can have me, but cannot hold me. Gain me and quickly lose me. If treated with care, I can be great. And if betrayed, I will break. What am I? Did you guess trust? What kind of coat can only be put on when wet? Kind of funny. A coat being put on when wet. Did you think about a coat of paint? Paint was the answer there. What common English verb becomes its own past tense by rearranging its letters? All right, I'm going to show you the answer on that one. Because it's eat becomes ate. That's an anagram, using the same letters to make different words. Anagrams are really good for your brain too. What jumps when it walks and sits when it stands. Jumps when it walks and sits when it stands. Did you come up with a kangaroo? Just makes me think about all those animals in Australia with all those big wildfires that were happening down there. What goes around the world but stays in a corner? Goes around the world but stays in a corner. A stamp. All right, just a couple more riddles. My life can be measured in hours. I serve by being devoured. Thin I am quick, fat I am slow. Wind is my foe. What am I? Life can be measured in hours. I serve by being devoured. Thin I am quick, fat I am slow. Wind is my foe. I am a candle. All right, one last riddle for today. Pronounced, let's see if I get that up there right for you. Pronounced as one letter and written with three. 2 letters there are and 2 only in me. I'm double, I'm single, I'm green, blue, brown, and gray. Red from both ends, I'm the same either way. What am I? So when you pronounce it, it's 1 letter. And it's written with 3. So 3 letters. 2 letters there are, and 2 only in me. So it's a 3-letter word, but there are only 2 letters within those 3 letters. And there are only 2 of them. Or 2 of these items. I'm double, I'm single, I'm green, blue, brown, and gray. Red from both ends, I'm the same either way. What am I? An eye. So I hope you've enjoyed our time together doing some virtual mind fit. Here's my email address. I'm at amy@centennialhca.com. Would love to hear from you if you have any feedback, questions. Let me know more of things that you want to see. My plan is to keep doing these probably like once a week until we're done with our social distancing and we can go back to doing classes in person. Thanks again. Have a great day.